that's what you should really do. What should you do if you have a doll in your house that's not quite right?
Jenny's gonna love this. Oh, hell no.
And that's what you should really do. What should you do if you move into a haunted house?
Well, we're home.
Get out!
Alright, well, you guys heard him. Let's go. Come on. We'll get out of here. Let's go. We'll find someplace else. Alright.
And that's what you should really do. What should you do if you see a creepy hitchhiker on the side of the highway?
Hell no.
And that's what you should really do. What should you do if you're at home alone in the shower and an intruder breaks in?
Wrong house, motherfucker.
And that's what you should really do.
Hey, what's up? I'm Tiffany Shepard, star of movies like Exit to Hell, The Frankenstein Syndrome, and Sharknado 2. And you're watching The Horror Show. What? It's scary.
Well, hello there.
Hey everyone, I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Ian Fuego here.
This is your horror show news with booze once again.
Salute, way.
Fuego, you're a little redder than usual. What do you got over there?
I'm drinking blood, brah.
All right, fair
Bloody
enough.
beer, that is.
I'm drinking piss.
It's called a michelada.
Oh, it's a michelada.
Yes, that's right.
Michelada. All right, I'm gonna pop out
yummy.
the chat. Pop out chat.
Pop up the chatty-o.
Out chat. Pop out
We
chat.
were singing different songs there, sir. Pop up chatty-o.
Good. All right. We just got an okay from the producer.
Producer Dave.
All
in the
is
house.
good in the hood. All right, guys.
In the hood.
So, we are here to discuss this week's top horror news stories as per usual.
Yeah, we are.
So, Fuego, what are we starting off with?
Quickly looking at all the names. Yeah, we've got a lot of the usual
Okay, yeah, well, we
suspects.
can say hi to everyone first real quick. We have Reader in Black, Sam Power, Dylan Thomas,
Sam
Road
Power.
Reaper, Dawn of the Dead. I like Dawn of the Dead. Old Fart, Anibal
Room
Riveros,
237, too.
Producer
Shining,
Dave.
Shining reference. That's great.
Ms. Morning, and Scott
Yeah.
Baker. S. Rose is here as well. So,
Nice.
hello, everyone. Thank you
What's
for joining
up,
us.
Y'all? Gracias.
We will, of course, go back to the comments at the end of the news, but Fuego, I say it's time to jump into story number one.
Story number one, in fact, was just updated this past week because obviously the
What up,
writers
Triborough
of the
Gigolo?
the writers of the two Deadpool movies are going to be on the press tour talking about Deadpool 2, which you can see a non-spoilers here on the horror show, and then tomorrow on Infuegotainment you will get to see a full-on spoiler review with myself and Dirk Heron, who you've seen here on the
And
channel. Well, yeah, with the both of us and Sir Dirk. But long story short, so before they got like huge with Deadpool 1 and 2, they wrote a little movie called Zombieland back in 2009. It was an underground success, and a lot of people weren't expecting much from it, myself included, but had a great cast. We had some Woody Harrelson, we had some, I want to say it was Michael Cera. I always get him and the other guy from...
It's
Yeah.
not Michael. Wasn't it? No.
Well, that's why I'm getting confused. It's the guy he's interchangeable with, who was also in Social Network.
Yeah.
And
he was Lex Luthor in the new movie, in
yeah.
the new
The hell's his
Superman
name?
movies. Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah,
Those
I was
two are
blanking out on him too.
Yeah,
you were
those
making
two-
me blank out on him.
those two are totally
also,
interchangeable, but you
Emma
had
Stone and
Stone,
Abigail Breslin
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the four of them have been trying to work along with the screenwriters for Zombieland to get this sequel off the ground. And on the press tour, they mentioned that it is, in fact, it's happening. They're filming in early 2019.
With all the same cast?
All four of the same original
That is
people.
awesome.
Yeah, the
See,
fact that
it's
they're
weird.
on board for it.
This sequel has gone through enough iterations where
Well, they did the terrible Amazon show, too.
It first
Didn't even
came
go to
about when everyone was too big to come back to the franchise.
Yeah.
And it's now come full circle where everyone's star has waned just enough where they'd be willing to come
I don't
back
even
and
know
do
if
it.
I'd say that. I'd
No,
say that
probably
maybe
not.
they just
They
really,
just want to return
really
to it.
want to do this.
'Cause it was fun.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, but the
I get the
kind of-
feeling Jesse Eisenberg never has fun, though. Do you get that feeling?
ever in life.
I
like,
get that
at all.
feeling. Yeah. Is that just me?
But they said that they're shooting for an October 2019 release for the 10-year anniversary of the film. They said that what better gift to give the fans of this original than to get the sequel in place. And they said, yes, tentative filming is supposed to begin in the spring with a fall release on hand. So
Nice.
double tap, bro. I love that original movie. It's so good. So
Cardio.
funny.
Rule number one.
Yeah, cardio also very important. Do you have any regrets? Well, maybe Garfield, but one of the best cameos ever, man. That Bill Murray cameo. Yeah, I saw Eddie Van Halen the other day. Wait, Eddie Van Halen's still alive? He's like, no, he's a zombie. But anyway, this was a smart movie, and it showed just the type of just very in touch humor that these dudes were going to implement into the two Deadpool movies, and they're actually Phoenix natives originally before moving to LA, which I thought was kind of
A lot of smart people
interesting.
coming from Phoenix.
Interesting to read about. So, are you guys stoked about this finally happening? I sure as hell am. If they're going to be making the press rounds discussing it, that is very, very cool. But moving on to another very cool bit of information.
Hey,
so, we already
Wences,
know that
and Ben Grimm is also here. Wences says, alcohol! I mean, the horror show!
Yes, exactly. I almost
How dare
knocked
you.
his drink out of his
How
hand.
dare you. You son of a bitch!
So this is actually a super cool thing to hear about. Anthology horror is seeing a significant resurgence. So Blumhouse is working on that monthly show, which is going to be basically a singular anthology movie for 12 months. That's going to be going on Hulu. And then we have this announcement, which is super dope, and the fact that Guillermo del Toro is pairing with Netflix to produce, and he's also going to write and direct a few episodes of a new anthology series for the streaming service, which is called 10 After Midnight. It's going to be a 10-episode order, and the ones that he doesn't write and direct, he's actually going to handpick specific filmmakers that he really loves to do other entries. There's not, from what we've seen at least, going to be any like cohesive tissue necessarily. They're just each going to be their own unique little things. Maybe envision like a Masters of Horror type thing. Mm-hmm. Dude, this sounds rad to me. What do you think?
Absolutely. It sounds awesome to me, too. I'd be really excited. I love Guillermo del Toro, his last couple movies notwithstanding.
Really?
I was not a huge fan of Shape of Water. I
it was
definitely
okay.
didn't like Crimson Peak. So
I actually quite like Crimson Peak, but it was
Oh,
definitely
you're
that slow
full of crap.
burn
That was
art house.
such garbage.
No, it was pretty
it was garbage.
It was pretty to look at, but it wasn't
It was
that
pretty
good.
garbage. But yeah, no. But overall, I still love Guillermo. I love his mind. I love how he looks at the world and
The
how he
passion
can
he brings to his
create.
projects, man.
Listen, I'll give him a forever pass just based on Pan's Labyrinth alone. But when you combine it with a lot of the other things that he's done that I did love, I'm on
Mimic,
board.
Deadpool 2, or Deadpool 2. I keep thinking Deadpool, Blade 2, which was awesome. Yeah, the guy's very, and obviously the two Hellboy movies.
Yeah.
Golden Army, I really liked.
Yep.
First one I thought was okay, but second one was dope. I'm still kind of sad that he wasn't able to get $300 million or whatever the fuck he wanted to make that movie. But
Well,
nonetheless,
I was asking
man,
a lot.
yeah, he was really. It was a tall order, man. It was a tall order. But anything anthology, I'm totally all about, especially if Guillermo is going to be spearheading the process.
Absolutely.
This sounds rad status to me. And another director that I'm a big fan of, and yet some think maybe lost his way with his last couple entries.
Let me guess.
Chappa!
Neill Blomkamp?
That would be the guy.
What is he up to, and who might he be working with?
Oh, well, you see right there on the screen. That's kind of funny because he was trying to get the old studio thing off the ground and the crowdfund for that, and that ended up fizzling and dying very
That
quickly.
ended up blowing up in his face, from what I understand.
Yeah, right in his face. Yeah.
Whoa. Good lord.
Yeah, but so long story short, you got to work, you got to eat, and all that other stuff, and so he has decided, after scrapping that aspiration, to sign on to direct in a natural disaster thriller. And I know how much you like these movies, where it's like the Day After Tomorrows and the San Andreases and things of that nature. Well, apparently he has signed on to direct a natural disaster thriller starring none other than Captain America himself, Mr. Chris Evans, a.k.a. the Human Torch, who was supposed to, from what I was reading, cameo in Deadpool 2, auditioning for the team of X-Force. And I think that would have been a hilarious cameo.
I think so, too.
Yeah, off topic, but I mean, hey, Blomkamp, he has a very distinctive visual approach, so provided the script isn't total shite, I'm curious what this pairing could yield, but I can't say I like the natural disaster films as much. I mean, I liked Independence Day, and I guess I like Poseidon. And
They
I
have
liked
to be
it just
done well.
depends,
I
yeah.
mean, Day After Tomorrow was kind of garbage. Geostorm
Kinda.
here was garbage.
Ah.
And then now we have the Hurricane Heist coming out. But I did really enjoy Twister.
And I heard The Wave is really good too, and they have like a pseudo sequel coming out also. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a fan of natural disaster stuff. Chris Evans versus natural disaster. I don't know about that. But, Chris Evans in a natural disaster? Okay, fine.
Okay, well, that's just the way I wrote the note, okay?
Oh, okay.
I was running over there. Captain America versus a natural disaster. He's going to stare it down and save the town or whatever.
You shall not destroy my town.
You shall not pass.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I would still watch it.
Yeah.
I like natural disaster stuff.
Yeah,
I saw Geostorm at Best Buy yesterday, and I was
still
half
never
tempted.
saw it, did you?
Nope, I didn't. I was half tempted to get it, but I know that's one where I'd be like, I'd buy it, and then I'd watch it, and I'd be like, why did I buy this?
Yeah. Go sell
So
it
I
back
just need to
see
go rent it from the House of the Used. Honestly, is what I
Yeah,
need to
either
do.
that or Red Box. That's just
Red
still
Bizzle.
there.
Red Bizzle.
Red Bizzle. Anyway.
All right. So, what's next, Fuego?
We're jumping on to a little bit more information about this James Wan produced Resident Evil
Yeah.
reboot that is in the works. And interestingly enough, the head of Constantine Films, I think, which is working on it with him, said in an interview just the other day with Vulture that they are not ruling out the idea of actually developing this instead into a television series. And if they had a big enough budget and the writing was solid, I actually think I would prefer that approach.
TV, absolutely.
Go TV, go drastically different, maybe a lot more faithful to the original video games
Yes.
and the lore and stuff like that. And I
Dude,
would
the
be
first
much more
season
about
could
that.
absolutely be the first video game.
Totally.
With the people going to the mansion, getting attacked right away,
No
and then having to
Alice
explore the mansion.
wasn't even in the video
Hell
games.
yeah,
as
dude,
much
that
as
would
I
be
like
so
her.
good.
I mean,
That'd be so good. You could make that a really lean, mean 6-episode TV show.
Yeah.
Just like the BBC would make.
yeah, and then second season when you get to Raccoon City, you could go for 8 and just take it from there. Bring in
Hell yeah.
Nemesis and
Dude, that'd be so good.
This is a much better approach, in my opinion, if they do in fact take this approach.
Because
And-
Nemesis could show up so many times throughout the series, just busting through walls, going, stars.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah, and there's also good stories that they told with, like, Rebecca Chambers and a couple of the
What's up, Dino?
Dino Mites! I love it. But, yeah, man, they actually had a few different novels. They would go, when Resident Evil was really, really popular, they would novelize a video game and then they would do an in-between story, and then they would novelize the second video game, do an in-between story. They could even pursue some of those. I mean, I thought those were actually very well written and interesting, and followed side characters and main adventures, chambers, like I said. And so, yeah, man, I love this franchise, even though I can't say I was as big on the new visual approach that we saw in the most recent one you were playing. Was that 7? I remember.
Yeah, no, you didn't like the look of 7?
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, well, if you were in the VR playing 7...
Maybe that would be a little different of an experience.
yeah, you'd be fucking shitting your pants. Like, it's so into it, dude. You're literally... It's one where they're patrolling and you have to, like, sneak past them, but you're completely engrossed in the world.
I guess I was just so into the previous just view that we got from
I know,
all
but that's
of the other
what's
games.
so interesting is they finally evolved the system. You got to give them credit for that because there's still mixing of the herbs, there's still finding of the rounds and things like that. It's just done in a different perspective.
I like the third person. I don't know. It just depends, I guess.
You haven't tried it, though.
Don't knock it till you try it.
Exactly. You got it.
Well,
so I'd be excited about that.
Yeah,
honestly. I'd be more excited about that than a Silent Hill one. Although I think a Silent Hill TV series would be just as amazing.
Yeah, well, those are the two top of the totem pole as far as survival horror.
Yep.
So
yep.
Okay, well, jumping.
Although I don't know, The Evil Within would be a badass show now too. The Evil Within's got a kick-ass story. Those two games are.
It was a really good movie, though.
Those two, no, that's true. Not the same property, but yep,
totally
it
different.
was. All right, next up.
Oh, yes. Next. Move down. No room, move down. The next episode.
It's the Sunny D guys.
It is, which apparently this guy doesn't watch Sunnydelphia, which surprises the hell out of me. I own the first 9 seasons of the show. Oh, man. Yeah, you just don't know good comedy then, sir. That's a tremendous show, and the fact that it just builds on its mythology over time and keeps everything in... whatever. Anyway... I love these 3 dudes, and they have basically put together their own production company and one of their first projects that they are going to be working on. And I should consult the proper note for this since I actually did So the company that they're pairing with is actually entitled Rooster Teeth Animation.
Oh, Rooster Teeth! They're the ones that are doing Bloodfest. We did a trailer reaction for that, and we loved it.
Yeah, well, that actually instills a little bit more faith.
No, remember it was the one where it was all of the horror-type characters getting set loose on the concert area.
I remember.
Yeah, it was a badass trailer.
Yeah, it was super fun. Well,
look up the trailer reaction for Bloodfest if you haven't watched it yet, guys. It was great.
That's even better. Well,
Rooster Teeth. They're a big YouTube presence.
Yeah. Well, this is a very awesome pairing then because of the fact that they're working on this 8-episode dark animated comedic show called Spike Face, which is essentially going to surround some very iconic horror killers. So I don't know if they're going to do a design that's very close to Freddy or very close to Jason or whatever. But so essentially the premise is that this noteworthy slasher goes and kills an entire family and then discovers this little baby girl, and he decides to take the baby girl and raise her as his own. Only problem is his flatmates are also other iconic slashers, and they do not like the idea of raising a kid. So it's 3 slashers and a baby is basically the vibe that I'm getting from this. And
all right,
I'm
down.
Yeah, this actually sounds hella funny to me, especially if it's that same animation company whose name I did not recognize. But I guess they're launching their own streaming service in 2019, so later this year. It's called First. I don't know, kind of a lame name, but nonetheless, it's going to be $4.99 a month, and that's where you're going to be able to find this project once it hits.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm down for that. I don't watch Sunnydelphia.
You should try it.
No, don't like that kind of humor.
How do you know what kind of humor it is if you've never watched it?
Because I've seen clips and shit. I'm not down. I don't like it.
Who's with me? Sunnydelphia.
No. Do you want me to do this every time you say you don't like something that I'm really into? Rick and Morty. Do you want me to gather my Rick and Morty friends?
I haven't watched Rick and Morty, really.
How many episodes have you seen?
2 or 3. I've at least watched episodes.
That should be enough. You should know how much you like it.
Yeah. Anyway,
next!
Let's move on to the next story. So,
Ashley October.
Yeah, so even after Ashley October, what up? Yes, my pop collection keeps growing for the Stephen King set.
Next!
Which is kind of funny.
Next!
Anyway, so we all thought that after Bride of Frankenstein was canceled and, The Mummy was such a terrible piece of trash that Universal's Dark Universe Universal's Dark Universe was pretty much dead. But apparently there was an artist who's worked with Snoop and all of these other people, Snoop and Loop, but just very prominent in Hollywood, and I jumped on his Instagram to see just a little bit more about the guy. But this dude, Robert Vargas, I want to say his name was. But and anyway, long story short, he was tweeting and also Instagramming photos about being on the Universal lot, having meetings about a new monster project that might be reviving one particular property that they were trying to push previously. So the internet is just whirling, a buzz and whirling with speculation about maybe Dark Universe is not dead. Our buddies at Bloody and pretty much every other site that I consult, whether it's the Daily Deads or whatever, man, they've all been talking about Dark Universe maybe making a comeback. If so, what do you think they should make? What property should they go for? From the iconic ones. I mean, we've got Wolfman.
Who's going to be doing it? Who's going to be doing it?
No details as of that.
I say go for Creature from the Black Lagoon because you'll ride the Shape of Water success.
It's a good idea.
We've seen a lot of Frankensteins. We've seen a lot of Wolfmen.
I still like the idea of Bride of Frankenstein with Angelina Jolie.
No. You can't do that before you introduce Frankenstein in the universe. No. Why could you do the Bride before you show Frankenstein?
I think they were going to implement them both into the same movie, and they were just going to...
Too much marzipan. No.
Marzipan?
Yep. It's a term. But it's... No.
It sounds like a late-night... I don't know, over-the-counter drug that they're hawking that hasn't been approved by the FDA.
No. I think go with the Creature. I don't care about Dracula anymore. I don't care about the Mummy. I don't care about Wolfman.
Well, we saw the Mummy already.
I know the Mummy was
the best
awful.
She was the best part of it. Everything else was horrible.
Do you think anyone? I think so. I think. Here's what I think.
You don't want Wolfman?
I think James Wan could do what I think. What I'm asking is, could anyone make the Mummy scary if it's like the old school Mummy, like a dude wrapped in bandages that comes out of sarcophagus chasing down people in a tomb? I think yes. I think it could be. I think it could be alien, like Egyptian alien. You know what I mean? Like, why not? Why couldn't it be as scary as Alien, except it's a dude wrapped in bandages? But like, you know, you could mess with it. You could have someone sees the bandage around a corner, and so they're like, they look this way, but he's like unraveled enough where he's wrapped all the way around the room, and he's behind them, and he gets them. And, like, he sucks the life out of them. Like, I like that aspect of it. Maybe he starts off super dead, and every new person he eats, like the rest. But actually focus on that rather than skipping over it like the new Mummy did.
No.
You know what I mean? And then, like...
That's almost like a Hellraiser kind of thing.
Yeah.
Slowly regenerating.
It should be.
Sucking the life
like, maybe the idea of mummification was it just gave you time in order to do dastardly deeds, but to bring yourself back. You know what I mean? Like, someone could write the hell out of that.
I do like the idea of the shooting of the you know, like wrappings and stuff like that, and using them as almost like
no one does that anymore. Now it's all CG mummy bullshit.
Yeah.
Like let's get back to the old school scary universal mummy thing that was made fun of in so many different things. But
I still felt like they did it
work. I think it could work.
Yeah, it could.
I think it could work. So anyway, what's next, Fuego?
Yeah, I was gonna say I still don't even know if there's much merit to this return, but I'm very curious if they do end up trying to take another stab at it. One thing that we will not...
Thank you, old fart.
There you go. One thing that they will apparently not be taking another stab at, though, is another Shin Godzilla, because Shin Godzilla 2 has been scrapped, according to Toho. Now, you saw Shin Godzilla,
I did not like Shin Godzilla.
Really?
I fast-forwarded through most of Shin Godzilla. I went right to the Godzilla parts.
Did they actually
show
even Godzilla?
They do, but it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Let me show you if they have a picture, just a screen cap of how ridiculous Godzilla got in this.
Okay.
So Shin Godzilla laser body.
Yeah.
Yes. Trust me. Where is it?
I'm looking.
Boom. This is what Godzilla did.
Was it somebody in a suit?
No. Here, I'm gonna pull it up for everyone so they can see what I'm talking about.
So was it a practical puppet, or was it like CGI, or?
No, it was both. That's kind of cool. That's a cool GIF. I can show that. I think I can actually show that.
Well, long story short, they have apparently, as Cecil tries to get this image together, guys. So, Shin Godzilla 2 not happening because once Legendary and Universal revert the rights back to Toho in 2021, they are in fact going to be launching their own like Toho universe of shorts, Toho shared universe.
So this is the thing, like every Godzilla appendage shot lasers in this. when he charged up, instead of just shooting it out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Like this, which I don't know if it's going to work as a GIF. Yes, it does.
Oh,
Sweet.
That's cool.
So this part actually looks kind of cool.
That doesn't look bad.
No, that part looks kind of cool, right? But look at, he looks like a turtle with a distended jaw. First off, but this is what got crazy. The stuff on the right, the stuff on the right looks horrible because he literally it's kind of neat only in so much as he spins, all these lasers cut through all the buildings and cut that, you know, those laser beam paths through the buildings.
Godzilla with freaking lasers on his back.
Right. This is actually a lot cooler than I remember giving it credit for, but this was all so few and far between for the movie that it didn't.
Was it a lot of people stuff, or was it?
It was a lot of people stuff. It was a lot of boring people stuff because this was like a 2+ hour movie.
To be fair, that's been kind of the MO of all the Godzilla movies, from my experience. It doesn't matter if it was Godzilla '85 with Perry Mason or whether it was, you know, geez, I mean, we got a decent amount of creature in the one that Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich did, but that one's trash. I don't know. Didn't like the Gareth Edwards one that much. It was all people stuff in that one too.
I'm hopeful that, well, obviously they learned from the Gareth Edwards mistake because Kong did not shy away from showing stuff.
Tons of
stuff.
Actually, really liked Skull Island.
I did too.
So,
all right.
In 2021, they will be going forward with World of Godzilla. According to the Toho head, that is their plan. And
what is that supposed to be about?
Well, it's gonna just, like I was saying just a minute or so ago when you were getting pictures, expanding the universe and
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine. So as opposed to having something that's Godzilla centric, they're taking the same approach that Universal Legendary is doing with trying to bring in a bunch more, like tons of other creatures, presumably Mothra's Rodans and all kinds of other stuff, and so they're just going to make a World of Godzilla kind of thing, a Toho shared universe is what they're going to be pursuing. So
I don't know how they're going to do that, but okay.
Well, we have until 2021. It's 2 years away at the earliest because that's when the rights revert back. And
all right. Well, what's last on the plate, Fuegs?
Last on the list is just a little preliminary thing that we are going to be seeing coming from Dark Horse. I have pretty much every Dark Horse Predator and Aliens comic, including all the crazy crossovers with everyone from
Bouncing Ball.
Dude, everyone from Tarzan to Terminator to Superman. Yep, that's right. It's a talking Predator head, and he's wearing a tie. Now I want to see a Predator wearing a tie at some point. We've seen an alien wearing a tie on the cover of one of the Dark Horse annuals, but nonetheless, I love most of the adaptations that they've done and some, continuing stories and stuff like that. But in August 8th, I believe, to be specific, they're doing a sequel to the series Hunters, and it's going to be Hunters 2. First issue coming out in August, a month before this hits theaters, the newest Predator movie, that being the one that Shane Black did, that I wasn't so fond of that trailer, and you guys can see our trailer reaction.
Yeah,
here.
You weren't a big fan of that trailer.
Not at all, and it hasn't got any better with repeated viewings, unfortunately.
No, you've been trying it again?
Yeah, I tried it a few more times, but yeah, that's cool. It actually might be better on me, dude. Moving over, just the way I'm standing.
Oh, okay.
I got the hair and stuff, too.
Jesus, it's oversized. All right, go ahead. Continue, Fuego.
Oh, that is tremendous.
You have a beard, too.
Move it down. Yeah, I was going to say, there we go.
There you go. I got you.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
So, yeah, got a lot of history on that fast.
Yeah.
This is too good.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, okay.
Let's continue this story.
Now we can finish the news properly. So we are also planning on doing some rereads of some of the earlier Predator comics. Oh man, it's because back in 1990, before Terminator 2, before Predator 2 even hit theaters, that was when Dark Horse started doing these comic books. Mark Verheiden wrote the first one. The guy who was actually...
I love those books. They're fantastic.
Anytime. But I guess Chris Warner is going to be writing this one. He was the artist of the very first Predator comic book, and it's actually going to focus upon a group that is actually trying to hunt predators as opposed to predators hunting humans. This story is going to be the opposite. It's like, the prey become the hunters kind of thing. I haven't read like one of the only ones that I don't have, because it was from like a year or two ago, is the most recent first Hunters story. So if any of you guys have read that series, every time I look at myself now, it's just too priceless. So Huge Predator fan here. Have you guys read the first Hunters? If so, are you excited about the sequel? And that's about it.
All right, guys. Let us... wait.
What do you think about
Let
us
us know in the
Predators?
comments down below what you thought of this week's stories. Let's... all right, so I think it's time for us to check in on all the comments here.
Oh, I'm sure they have some
All right,
about
so
us as Predators.
we'll go back here. Hang on. We're going to scroll back up and see what y'all had to say.
What to say? What to say?
All right, let's see. Someone's getting sick in
I'm
here.
not
Okay.
staying long.
So excited for
Yeah.
Zombieland 2. Fun movie, says Dawn of the Dead Room 237.
Yeah, that's awesome. Gonna be like
Bill
awesome
Murray
thing.
for the win, says Rubber Soul, who signed
Yeah.
on. Thank you, Rubber Soul, once again.
Yeah, Rob. Ben Grimm is like Jesse Eisenberg, you dumbass.
What's Eisenberg up to these days, other than trying to kill Superman?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Okay. Wences says, Jesus does have fun. I know everyone hated the movie, but he looked like he was having a blast on Batman v Superman. Oh, Jesse, not Jesus. I said Jesus. Wow.
Jesus
Jesse
looked like
does
he was
have
having
fun.
great fun.
No,
Well,
he did
didn't have
not.
that
He
either.
looked like he was straining to take a shit through most of that movie. All right. Guillermo del Toro doing anything horror is always a good thing, says
Well, of
Rob.
course,
I
yeah.
agree.
Totally on point about that.
Ben Grimm, the show was okay. Amazon should have picked it up, says regarding Zombieland, the show, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I never watched the pilot, unfortunately. I think it is still on Amazon, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Rogue Reaper, LOL at Cecil. What about subjectivity? Nah, it sucks.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Did I say that? It's possible. All right.
Transition.
Let's see. Jakey, about to make a big mistakey, says Rob. 2012 was good, says Ben Grimm, regarding all of our disaster film talk. I kind of want Chris Evans in total shite. I want Sharknado levels of cheesy, says Wences. Okay. We did have Dino show
for
up,
that.
of course.
Yeah.
Didn't they say Resident Evil was going to be a Netflix show?
I have not heard any confirmation about that. Yeah. It would be awesome if it was. I think it would be a great home for it. But
Dave says, jump on the James Wan train. Wah, wah. I like that. Let's see. She did marry the director. Oh, that we're talking about Resident Evil, of course. Resident Evil 6 and the house can be the whole season.
Yeah, because Joe Jovovich married Paul W.S.
Absolutely. Each game
Mr.
could absolutely be its
Anderson.
own season, dude. That'd be
Wouldn't
so
that be
great.
just awesome? Dino Crisis needs to come back. I love
Crisis
Dino
was
Crisis,
great.
dude.
Dude, with the
Yeah.
resurgence of Jurassic World, get on camera, Fuego. What are you doing? With the resurgence
I mean-
of Jurassic World, they should be able to absolutely get Dino Crisis back off the ground. You know what I mean? Why haven't we seen a new version of Dino Crisis
They
in
made
any
two
of the
of them, right?
newer? Yeah, but they were both on regular PlayStation.
I remember.
They never even
never
got
got to
to
play
like
them because of
PlayStation
that.
2, until they never got to the PlayStation 3. Will they get to the PlayStation 4? They fucking should. That'd be great. I want a PT show over Silent Hill. Okay, whatever. They're not going to do PT. PT's over done with.
Was PT?
Video Geek High School. Video Geek High School. I don't know if that's the Rooster Teeth people or not. Why does that sound like a Scream Queen backstory? I don't know. Rick and Morty's amazing.
If it's
Clerks
a Scream-
cartoon is greater than Rick and Morty. Disagree, Rubber Soul.
Yeah,
That's
Clerks
Dirk.
cartoon was...
Dirk is back.
I actually love the Clerks cartoon, man.
The Mummy was shit. Hope they improve.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's so sad Clerks cartoon was only 6 episodes.
Go ahead, keep reading. I'm gonna go let Dirk in.
Okay, as CG killed the practical star. Yes, I completely concur about that, Rob. Ashla October. Yes, my pop collection is growing for Hail to Stephen King, and next I'm planning to get the Losers Club. Yo, that's gonna be... I just want the bloody Bev, though. They have this variant of Beverly from the new It film,
Oh, yeah?
and she's covered in blood, like
Sweet.
after the sink thing happens. That's what I want!
That's what I want.
That's what I'm waiting for. And they also have a
what I
variant.
want.
And they also have a variant Georgie where his arm has been ripped off and it's just like lying on
Nice.
the ground next to him. Yes,
He's
so
a pop
many,
of Danny from the
so many
Shining.
King pops.
Black
so
Phillip
little,
from The Witch.
So
I
little
have
money.
seen that. The Black Phillip pop is pretty cool.
Black Phillip.
The goat.
Black Phillip. I know who he is.
It's the goat, Fuego.
I like
The goat.
I'm the one who actually liked that movie.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, guys, I think that's going to do it for this week's Horror News with Booze. Thank you guys very much for watching. We greatly appreciate it, as usual. Eric, did Eric just get here? Is that Eric? I see Dino. Oh, Death Twitch. Oh, hey, what's up, Death Twitch?
Yeah, Death Twitch is going to ride with me to the thing next week.
Sweet. I'm excited, guys. Death Twitch. Oh, yeah, hey, it's a good place to talk
Good
about it.
plug. Let's plug
just
all
so
the
you
panels.
know, next week We are going to be at Phoenix Comic Fest once
Blah,
again.
I hate the new
Last
name.
year we did Phoenix Comic Con. We did 8 panels. This year we're going to be
What were
doing
we
5
thinking?
panels.
We were crazy.
We're going to be recording them all, and as a matter of fact, one of them, I believe, the 9th. Which one are we doing live?
The one
For
we're doing
yours.
live is Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery. So
which
yes,
is going to be May 26th
that is going to be
at 9 p.m. Pacific
9 p.m.
Standard.
Pacific Standard Time is going to be the live Hail to Stephen King episode. It's going to be our our Pet Cemetery panel. We're going to be doing that live, Dirk. Just so you know,
Yeah,
Dirk's going to be a part of it as well.
35th anniversary.
I have
of
9
Pet
hours
Cemetery.
left. I'm 6.5 hours into the book on the audio version. And by the way, Michael C. Hall is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'd read the book many times.
Dude,
and
when
I
he just
listened
did
to
the whole story with Judd explaining why he took Lewis up there and explain, and like he got choked up and stuff, he's just like, when I tell you why I did it, you know, it's like, it's hard to explain, you know, like it's so fucking cool. He's such a good fucking reader.
Just the
Oh
power,
my
the
God.
power of that place, man. I have 6 pages of notes. I cannot wait.
It's
to
so
get into
good.
it.
It's so good that if I ever met Michael C. Hall, I think the first thing I would mention of his that I love would be this.
Yeah.
Rather than Dexter, rather than 6 Feet Under, I would
Wow.
mention this before any of it because I
Big time.
really, really like how he's doing it.
Big time.
Rubber Soul says, "Shout out to Dirk. Dirk's in the background, y'all. Dirk, you want to
Dirk
do
is
a
here.
walk on?" We got Dirk here in the background. Guys, we're about to watch a movie and do a review. It's the last thing we're going to do today. But there you go. Cameo.
It's been a long day.
So we're going to end this. So thanks very much for watching. I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, I've been Jaime Fuego.
And that was Dirk Harron. And remember, stay scared.
Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. She's a Cinderella boy.
Bye, y'all.